Conditions can really save you. I'm going to talk about that in the latest home prices and insights for York Region for week ending February the 8th, 2023. We recently purchased a property for one of our buyer clients. Now, in the negotiations, we had our offer had financing and a home inspection condition, and the listing agent kept coming back and forth with me saying, well, why do you need these conditions? Go in firm, kept insisting. And we kept pushing, well, no, we want these conditions. Now, as far as the home inspection condition, the listing agent's attitude was, everything's been renovated. It's practically a new house. And in fact, a lot of things were renovated, almost everything. New roof, new windows, new kitchen, new floors, new walls, like everything, it seems, almost everything I'm going to say, was done new in this house, which is one of the things that attracted my buyer clients to this property. But still insisted from our side, we want that home inspection condition to be there. Well, we reached an agreement. We had a conditional offer in place. Our financing and home inspection condition was included. So we're doing the home inspection, and the home inspector's doing his thing around the house, having a look at everything. I was with the buyers on the main floor. The home inspector's on the second floor and calls us up and say, hey guys, come and look at this. And he brought us to the laundry room on the second floor. Now, most homes in that neighborhood do not have a laundry room on the second floor. And it was one of the features that was a really nice feature to have. So they renovated this room and put a laundry in there. There's already a laundry in the basement, but now there's one on the second floor. What a nice feature. And it's a feature we see in some of the newer homes. Well, the home inspector says, you can't use this room. So, well, why not? Now, it's all brand new, keep in mind, and we could see that the washer and dryer were brand new. They still had the tape from when it got delivered. It's a brand new set, brand new room, all new floors, renovations, everything. And so you can't use this room, the home inspector says, because there are no plugs. What do you mean there's no plugs? He says, well, you got no plugs, no outlets to plug the washer in and to plug the dryer in. And we all know the dryer needs a totally separate plug other than a regular plug. And it's like, what? How is this possible? I look at this and I think, how is this possible? They build a room with washer and dryer and there's nothing to plug it into. Well, we renegotiate and we manage to find a solution that both my clients and the sellers can live with. Everybody's happy. There's a happy ending to this. But man, I'm thinking like, what's going on? Brand new place. I know there's tons of buyers out there that would have been comfortable putting in an offer with no condition, especially if we got stuck in a multiple offer scenario. The pressure to remove the home inspection condition would have been really high, and it would have been, in many people's eyes or minds, justifiable because of the way the home looked. Well, our clients are happy, and look, it's so important to protect yourself in these transactions. Who you hire matters. If you think this video can help somebody you know, please pass it along. Let's get into the numbers. If you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. Below this video in the description is a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you. This way I'll know ahead of time and I'll make sure my schedule's organized so we can talk about whatever's on your mind. So strange things are happening in the York Region market. I gotta, the best way for me to explain it, in a minute I'll get into the numbers, but if you're watching any of my other videos, on Tuesday I talk about the city of Toronto. On Wednesday's video I dissect Brampton, Mississauga, and Durham region. Generally speaking, across the GTA, what we're seeing are more buyers that have entered the market. We're seeing more properties being listed with offer dates. we're seeing more properties being sold at list price or more, so a higher percentage of sales being sold at list price or more. And we're generally seeing average prices and median prices just from this year. From last year, prices were kind of trending down or staying flat, but this year we're seeing prices trending up. That's for most of the GTA. It's not the case for York Region. Different behaviors are happening there. And for York Region, I'm going to take a deep dive here into Vaughan, Richmond Hill, and Markham. And usually those three cities kind of tend to behave the same way as far as the market goes. Not right now. They all have their different patterns right now. Best way for me to explain what's going on, if I can, let me show you the numbers. We're going to start off with Vaughan. We've got looking at detached properties only, and I've got every week broken down for a year. So for week ending February the 8th, 30 detached properties were sold. 5 of those were at $2 million or more. Now, sales have been generally increasing this year week after week, and that's what we would expect. So the fact that we almost doubled the sales from the previous week looks pretty good. It's like, wow, you know, things have really picked up a little bit, and we expect that, especially with the warmer weather we've been having and buyers getting out there, and more buyers have jumped back into the market this year than what we had in the fall. Average sold price has come way down from the previous week. $1,563,000 is the average sold price. Well, I know part of that is the fact that fewer properties sold at list sold at over $2 million. But just out of these 30, half of those, 15, sold between $1 million and $1.5 million. So there's a lot of sales happening, we'll call in the middle range price point of what you would normally buy a detached property for in Vaughan. So between 1 and 1.5 million is what 50% of the sales right now for this week in Vaughan. Compared to last year, 1,563 is 26% lower than where the average sold price was a year ago. Let's look at the median price of $1,536,000. It's 22% lower than where the median price was a year ago. So here I drew a line last year, this year. So last year, prices were trending up. The dotted line is what I'm looking at right now. It's the 4-week moving average. So prices were trending up. This year, it seems prices, both average and median, are trending down, which is opposite to what's happening in a lot of other regions across the GTA. 30 were sold, 23% sold at list price or more. That number the percentage seems to be coming down over the last few weeks, where in other parts of the GTA, percentage is selling at list price or more, generally speaking, is trending upwards. 63 listings, so not a lot of each week. It just doesn't seem there's a big change in the amount of new listings coming onto the market. Months of inventory, extremely low at 1.5 months of inventory. And you've heard me talk before the relationship between months of inventory and average prices. As months of inventory comes down, we expect average prices to go up, and the reverse is true. As months of inventory increase, we expect prices to decrease. Well, months of inventory is coming down. It's clear that it's coming down. We would expect prices to be going up, but prices are coming down. Here's Richmond Hill. 15 detached properties were sold. 5 of those were at $2 million or more. Now, when we look at sales, we would expect sales to be going up, but they've come way down from the previous week. But average price has gone way up to $1,942,000. 1,942 is only 5% lower than where the average sold price was a year ago. Median price of $1,810,000 is 13% lower than where the median price was the year before that. And if we look at trending, the dotted line, the 4-week moving average, well, last year we could see prices trending up, and if we kind of break it off, I mean, it's up and down, but kind of the same. Is it going down? Maybe. It's hard to tell what's happening even with the 4-week moving average. Sales of 15, a third, less than a third, 27% sold at list price or more. And it was in the 50s, and now it's dropped way down. Not a lot of listings. Less detached properties were listed in Richmond Hill this week versus the previous couple of weeks, actually. And months of inventory went up, sitting at 2.1 months of inventory. Here's Markham. 22 detached properties were sold. 3 of those were at $2 million or more. 22 is pretty much what happened the previous week at 23. We would expect sales to be increasing. It's not the case. Average sold price came down a little bit from the previous week, sitting at $1,648,000. 1,648 is 24% lower than the previous year's average sold price. The median price of 1,569 is 22% lower than the previous year's median price. And the 4-week moving average, if we go back 2.5, 3 months, looks like it's trending down. But if we focus just on this year, it's pretty flat. Not a lot of movement in average price or median price. Of the 22 that sold, more than half, 55% sold at list price or more. So it's pretty competitive. Not a lot of listings, less listings than before. Actually, except for the very first week, 23 is we've had the fewest listings for week ending February 8th than we've had so far for the 4 weeks prior to that for this year. Months of inventory, way down, sitting at 1.3 months of inventory. Prices are going down. Months of inventory is trending down. The amount of property sold at list price or more was more than half at 53%. You figure prices should be going up. They're pretty flat right now in Markham. You can't explain everything just with the numbers, and sometimes there's a delay. So in the coming weeks, we're going to see how all this plays out. Here's condos. This is for all of York region. 32 condo apartments were sold. None of those sold at $1 million or more. Average sold price came down from the previous week, sitting at $661,000. 661 is 17% lower than last year's average sold price for condos. The median price of $650 is 16% lower than last year's median price. Looking at the 4-week moving average for this year, looks like average price is going up and the median price is kind of flat. Of the 32 that sold, 34% sold, so about a third sold at list price or more, which doubled from the previous week, and 34% is higher than we've had any time this year so far. Now, I know the year's just started, but that's the trend that we're going on. Listings have been increasing each week. 93 condo listings were listed for week ending February the 8th. Months of inventory, it's a bit high compared to the detached market, but it's sitting at 2.5 months of inventory. It's not at all considered a high months of inventory, but when you're looking at others of 1.3, 1.5, yeah, 2.5 seems high, but it's really not. So here's the summary. Generally speaking, in most areas for York region, months of inventory has gone up. We don't have a lot of sales. There is a bit of competition out there in most areas, but the market's behaving differently, and sometimes there's delays, and it's hard to explain every little thing that's going on, but those are the numbers, and those are my insights as to behind the scenes what's going on. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.